freeMMOstation.com.
Point-and-click combat is so 90s. Action combat is where it's at. And while this isn't an obvious move for MMORPGs, it surely took its goddamn sweet time to happen. Games like Terra and Dragon's Nest showed how it should be done, and now we're waiting for the big hitters to show their strengths and make stuff like tab targeting a thing of the past. Note that we decided to leave Bless out of this list for two reasons. First, combat doesn't seem to be too action-based, really judging by one very early video. Secondly, it was revealed that the combat we've seen won't affect the final game, so we'll wait to see how it actually turns out. Anyways, here are some of the games that you should keep an eye out for the next year. So, drumroll guys, let's do this!
Number 10.
Can you make a good Chinese MMO besides Age of Wushu? It's probably not an easy task, right? But perhaps Dragon Sword will turn out to be another quality MMO for you to remember. Dragon Sword is an open-world action combat game powered by the proprietary NextB engine. So don't be surprised to see that the characters and animations look a lot like the ones in Blade and Soul. But this game is far from a simple copy, and it looks absolutely amazing. As for combat, it does look like a mix between Blade and Soul and Dragon's Nest. You can move around and attack at the same time, and there's things like an alternate weapon, such as pistols. It seems pretty fast, seems pretty exciting.
Number 9.
Alright guys, we're gonna throw Dragon's Nest 2 in here because we freaking love the first game. It's not like there's much info though, and not even any footage, but here is what we do know. The anime style is gonna be replaced by a more realistic look, and the game's gonna be set in an open world. Action should be quick and easy to control, so yeah, come to think of it, it shouldn't look too different from an open world Vindictus or even Dragon Sword. We're still nearly 2 years away from the first public tests though, but we will keep you updated as we get more info. Promise!
Number 8.
Critica Online is already making waves in Korea due to its fast action and convincing anime style. It's an extremely fun MMO, and fans of the game such as Vindictus or Dragon's Nest should probably feel at home in this combat style, which uses the left mouse button for normal attacks and right mouse button for special moves. This game is kind of like Rusty Hearts times 10.
Number 7.
Hey Sega, do you remember us? You know, the North American and European players who are still, waiting for the game you promised them several months ago, while Japanese players are still having fun. What the crap? Anyways, let's move on. Combat in Phantasy Star Online 2 is extremely fast-paced, responsive, and fun. Either with a katana or a bow. The different classes and weapons provide enough variation to combat, so this is gonna help a bit with the repetitive maps.
Number 6.
Perfect World's first in-house non-target action MMORPG, Legend of the Condor Heroes 0, looks like it's all set up to give Age of Wushu a massive beating. The open world concept also helps, and while you can opt for some speedy action combat, there's an option to go for traditional point-and-click combat, for some reason if you wish to. Some dynamic events should affect combat, such as sandstorms, so we're pretty anxious and curious to see how the fights will stand against other action combat games.
Number 5.
While we're still waiting for NCSoft to spill the beans on the Western version of Blade and Soul, we can always take a look at the Korean version to see what we are missing. As far as combat goes, the promises of flashy action akin to some martial arts moves aren't pure marketing talk. Really, Blade and Soul looks like a crazy stylish action movie. This is an extremely fun semi-target action MMO, and meaning that players will lock onto a target that is closest to him. Moving to the side a bit, you'll either lose the target or change to either one. There's a very cool combo system also requiring you to time your attacks and skills correctly to make the best out of it. Countering, parrying, jumping, and wall running, Blade and Soul seems like it's going to be a fun game. It should be here already. Damn it.
Number 4.
Mabinogi 2 Arena is far from being the sequel that many players were expecting. The cartoonish landscapes of the original are very distant memory in this game, so we're filing Mabinogi 2 Arena under the spin-off section until we know all the definitive details on it. More an expansion on Vindictus than anything else, this is a game focused on action combat, with an additional layer of interactivity in the shape of spectators, hence the arena part. Anyways, anyone will be able to watch the battle and even interact with players by offering potions or some rewards, as well as hop straight into the PvP game. It sounds interesting, but also extremely chaotic, if not handled well. But developer NC Square still has a lot of time ahead to tweak some things.
Number 3.
Besides Bless, NeoWiz is working on another exciting game, for now known as Project Black Sheep. The focus of this game is combat destruction, and it's got us pretty excited. The player is able to move around using the scenery, showing some amazing athletic skills. It's not just the character physics though, the game offers an impressive level of destructibility, crushing everything we've seen before in action MMOs. Think Vindictus meets Bayonetta, and you're probably getting an idea of how awesome this game is looking so far.
Number 2.
If you're not a fellow Chinese gamer, then you'll probably cry every time someone mentions Monster Hunter Online. We know that feel, guys. But who knows? Perhaps you can still get your hands on this game sometime, at least. Anyway, combat and weapons, both ranged and melee, seem to honor the series with the CryEngine 3, offering a sweet feeling to the combat, weighty and flashy. Movement is pretty realistic, and you should use rolls a lot to escape the resourceful enemy creatures. This is shaping up to be some truly glorious action combat, really.
And number 1.
Okay, yeah, a lot has been said about Black Desert since it's one of the most exciting upcoming games at the moment. One of the merits of the game, of course, yeah, action combat, yeah, you know, it just looks amazing. It seems to draw inspiration from C9. Players will be able to block and dodge, sometimes with incredible rolls or twirls, as well as using the main attack and a secondary attack. For example, the fighter can use a shield. You can also press keys to activate skills in conjunction with basic attacks. But essentially, timing is the most important thing in combat. Seems pretty realistic. You can also fight on mounts, a feature that is admittedly inspired by Red Dead Redemption, and includes horse drifting. There you go! Some real heavy hitters here. While most of them are or will be free to play, there isn't a single game here that was announced as pay to play. Sadly, there's a chance that it might happen, like Blade and Soul for North America and Europe. So take notice, and remember that we do give news and we will let you know as soon as we find out. Anyways, did we leave any important game out of the picture? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, guys, stay fierce, thanks for watching, and happy MMO battles. Later, guys.